If you are an entrepreneur, you own a business, are you successful right now? Why it's so hard for them? Even if they are wealthy enough, if they have already a great business, they're still feeling something that's missing and they're still struggling. Why? Success has different definitions for different people. And I'm going to share with you my reflection about being a successful entrepreneur. And I'm going to share with you the problems and the most struggling things in entrepreneurs' mind, why it's so hard for them. Even if they are wealthy enough, if they have already a great business, they're still feeling something that's missing and they're still struggling. Why? 2 days ago, I went to this event with some entrepreneurs coming up together. It's about 70 people. It's a pretty nice event. It was raining, but people are excited because they all want to get to know each other as in the same fields as being an entrepreneur, a business owner. When we went there, when one of the speakers finished speaking, and then there's chance for everyone to ask questions. And many people start to ask questions. And surprisingly, which for me is not surprised because I'm dealing with global CEOs every single day and coaching global CEOs as well. I've heard about their struggles and the problems that they're facing and the challenges that are facing that I am quite familiar with. But I want to share with you that story is because it reminded me again how significant it is to be aware that we are all humans. Even if we are CEOs, entrepreneurs, it doesn't mean we don't have anything to struggle. We still have problems to deal with. And in different roles, we have different problems to think about. And that is why today I'm going to share with you those biggest challenges and I've heard most from global CEOs and why is that happening and how can you shift your mind, how can you do something differently so that you don't have to suffer those things again. The first thing is most people enter to the entrepreneur world because they have a dream or because they say, you know what, I just want to have a try if I can do this. But the reality is 99.9 or 100% of the time, if you are determined, committed to do something, you will get in there. You will be successful. You will get to earn money and to become an entrepreneur. At least it depends on what level you have, but you will succeed. This is the thing I can tell you. If you are still thinking to become an entrepreneur, you're scared, don't be scared because it is risky. It is hard, but everyone can make it. And that is also why the first problem is when you become an entrepreneur, just like a parent, you become a mom or dad, you have a baby, but then you realize, oh my gosh, I've never had a lesson who or someone who teaches me how to be like a mom or dad, how to be like an entrepreneur. And that is the first biggest problem many entrepreneurs face because you just get into it and now you get money, you get paid, and the company starts running. But then what next? What to do next? You are panic, you are scared, and you don't know what to do next. And that is why you will be facing that problem and you will see what is next, what is my purpose. You have a lot of things coming to you, then even you will start doubting yourself because there's a moment you will face bottleneck. There's a moment that you will face questions and confusions and struggles, and your time is limited and your energy is limited. Then how can you quickly succeed or break through those problems? And the only thing that you can do, my friend, is to find a coach, find a mentor who can help to guide you, find someone who have already done what you did or what you want to achieve so that you don't have to waste another 20 to 50 years to figure out what to do. And as it says, when someone is reaping the fruits, you are still starting the roots, which is such a waste. Now, for this one, the solution is to hire a mentor. And the second thing, which I heard the most, is when you become an entrepreneur, you start to doubt, am I supposed to be an entrepreneur? Is it a wise idea? I started this because now I feel so tired. I feel I work too much. I wish I can just go to a farm or start farming, start to just do whatever I want to do. Or you start thinking, I am planning to be retired and I'm thinking I can travel around the world. My friend, I'm not here to judge you. Everybody has that thought, including myself. But now my mindset is different. I want to share with you why. Because you can imagine right now, because sometimes you feel overwhelmed. You want to escape from there. But really, life is a journey, not a destiny. In fact, success is also a journey, not a destiny. When you achieve success, you can't touch success. You can't see success. You can feel success a little bit, but there's no definition. The definition is through your journey. So the most important thing isn't what you achieve, it's how much you become through this journey. And that's why when you're thinking about retirement, come on, my friend, you should be thinking about mini retirement. When you're working, you don't even feel when you're doing things that you're working. You enjoy it. When you enjoy what you do, when you find your passion, when you find your purpose, you don't feel that you're forced to do your work. You are taking lead. You are the leader of your life. You are the director of your own movie. How awesome is that? That's why when you think about, am I supposed to? The answer for you is yes, you are supposed to, because that's the most amazing decisions in your life. And that's the wisest decision you made in your life, because only being entrepreneur can be the small, when I say small, a few paths that can build you to become stronger, better, more courageous, more confident, and more amazing, and make so much impact. So congratulations if you're already an entrepreneur. The third thing we face the most is when we get to business from our journey, when we grow up, we don't have a teacher who's teach us how to run a business. We will learn things from people around us. And most of the time we'll learn from our parents. But my parents, they suffer poverties. If I learn from them, I will be suffering poverties as well. And I believe that applies for many of you guys, that you are listening, you had a humble beginning. When you had a humble beginning, you don't have anyone you can look up to. But through your journey, you might see someone, whether it's your ex-employer, boss, CEO, whoever those people are, you will face someone who can then guide you. Now, the thing here is you didn't have a clear understanding also about money, because from our journey, our brain, our mind are programmed to believe that money itself is evil. I have believed in that for 3 decades or even longer. It's crazy. I believe in that. That's why I was like, you know what? I just want to live a comfortable life, and at least I can provide for my family. My kids can just provide for themselves in the future. I just want to have a comfortable and relaxing life, and that's it. But that is quite selfish. Later, I realized I am not a selfish person. I want always to make efforts and make contribution and to be more used. When I say used, is like we all have gifts. We want to be used through our gifts to serve others. And when we focus our eyes on these things, you will realize that money will come and flow to you. And if you are against money, it's impossible for you to have more. If you are not friends with money, you will become enemies with money. You will hate money. The money will not come to you. But the truth is, money itself isn't evil. In Bible, it says the love of money is all roots of evil. When you say love money, you can like money. You can love what money can do for you, which is great, because money is a great tool for you to donate more money, charities, or to achieve bigger dreams and to helping more people, making more impact. But when I say love money, many people, because of lacking, they don't have enough. That's why they want to have more. And that's where it becomes this bad circle. What happened is when they don't have enough money, when they're lacking, they start to become victims. When they become victims, they will hate people who have more than they do. And that's not good. Just because you don't have it, you hate people who have it. And that's jealousy. And that's when they turn to become from being a victim to be a villain. When they become a villain, that's where evil comes from. So, my friend, you need to understand money is great. Embrace earning more because that shows how much value you have brought to the market, to someone's lives. Embrace that. Because if you don't embrace that, it's impossible for you to break through that mindset. Even when you run a business, you say, oh, I just need to have enough. Really? When you send your kids to school, people ask you, how do you want your kids to become? Well, they just need to be okay. I don't need them to become more. They just need to be just all right. Or people ask you, hey, how long you want to live? You don't say, I want to live up to 90 or 50. I don't know. That's insane. That's crazy. But many people say that. When I was younger, I said that too. But of course, as long as you can, as long as you can be. And the same for money. Don't set up any ceilings because the sky is your limit. You need to dream bigger. Your future is brighter when you know everything can be multiplied. And when you are embracing that fact, you start to dream even bigger and you can create more leverage income that would then create more wealth to make even more impact for this community, for this whole world. How awesome is that, my friend? And the next thing, which I face the most, I heard the most, is just because you already have a certain amount of money doesn't mean that you're successful. Like I said at the beginning, we measure success in a different ways. Some people think that success means freedom of time. Someone think that is the free time with your family. You can spend as much time as you can with your family. Some people think it's just have enough money, but really having enough money is a ridiculous idea because it is so doable if you want to achieve that. But that shouldn't be your purpose. That shouldn't be your thought about being successful. Because I know so many different people. I can share with you one type of people that they are so wealthy already in business, but they have broken marriage, they have bad health, they had diabetes, they had cancer. There's so many crazy stories, so sad. And then they couldn't even end up spending any of the money that they earned to those. That's why people's like, when you see these kind of things, it's like, there's no point. I earn money. No, you still need to. But there's a way to balance. There's a way to not just sacrifice your health to exchange money. Money is not your goal. And it doesn't mean you're successful. So that's why there are also a group of people, they think they're so successful because they're wealthy, but then there's something missing in them because they're not making impact. They're not leaving legacies in someone else's lives, or one day they know they're going to be gone. Then what's left behind? That's also why we are creating this book series. We're helping so many global CEOs. They never thought of to become more influential and to leave legacies behind and leave their stories behind. Now they're feeling amazing. Opportunities come, doors opened. Some of them recently even was invited to a channel, TV channel, and some of them even got awards. And there's so many amazing stories happen in the community when we start doing focus on legacies. The point here is, my friend, being successful doesn't mean just being wealthy. And don't think you are better than anyone else. If you see those most successful people in the world, the billionaires, the people that I know, they're more successful than I am, they're more wealthy than I am, they're more humble. They also think about their family. They also think about the things I always like to do. They don't just earn money. They also have a life to live. So don't forget about living a life except for just earning money. And the next thing that, well, let's say mistake, is a problem that many CEO in my community and people that I coach, they are facing. And it is, you think you already achieved the most of your capacity, right? You think you are, wow, I've got money, I've got enough, I can survive for the next 50 years or a long journey. And also I have good health, I'm happy, I'm content. And I also have families around me. They're healthy. They love me. I witnessed so many amazing things in my family. Congratulations, my friend. But again, there must be something, because remember, comfort is the biggest enemy of your life. And I've always heard and I always told everyone about this, right? Remember, it is more dangerous to have 100,000 in your bank than have zero in your bank. Why? Because desire is the biggest gift in your life. There are many stories in reality, which I believe some of you or you must have heard one of these stories, that they have such an amazing wealthy family as a parent, and then the kids end up becoming drug dealers and they are addicted to drugs and all these bad stories, and they just swear and they just do bad things, and that's why many entrepreneurs get discouraged. But let me tell you, that's just one of the examples. We have definitely people who are successful in every area. The kids are awesome and even better than them. It happens. But the reason why I share this story with you is because when you see that, you're scared of keep going. But as I mentioned earlier, we talked about your potential is unlimited. And if your gifts is not used, if it's not multiplied or used by the most impact to this society or to this world, to more people, you're not feeling fulfilled. In order to feel fulfilled, you have to keep going. When I say you have to, you don't feel it's a cage. You don't feel it's in a prison. You don't feel it's a bad thing. You feel it's a privilege. It's a great thing because that's your purpose. And when you embrace that, you're not getting older and just wait to die. You're getting older. You're getting wiser. You are making more impact. You're creating more stories. You're writing more books. And you are making more changes in this whole life for the future generations. And that is the life you should be designed for. I always use this demonstration, and when I talk to my kids, I said one day, Cece, she asked me, Mom, what do you do? I said, this is what I do. You know, there are so many amazing leaders and people, they have spent their whole life, they achieve great success, and they were already at the top of the hill. Well, you can even say it on top of the mountain. But then they forgot that there are so many taller and higher mountains around there. They can still keep climbing. They don't have to stop and sit there and wait to die. And then she understands. I hope you understand that if you are already at the top of the world, there's still so much you can achieve. You still can dream bigger. Don't get stuck on the mountaintop. You don't come so far for coming so far. There's so much more you can do. It's time for you to hand the torch to someone else. Maybe you've been always running amazing things. Now you can become the mentor. You can become a teacher. You can keep writing books. There's so much more you can do, my friend. You will never get bored because we are supposed to be creators. We are created by God. God is the one creator. Our nature, human nature, is to be creative. Whenever we're creating, we feel alive. We feel more happier, much happier. We feel more fulfilled. That's why we need to keep going. Don't think about retirement. You don't retire from your life. It's only going to make you shrink and smaller. You don't have to. You need to shine, not just because for you, it's because you need to shine for people who look up to you. Show them the world. It's your place. You can do whatever you want to do. It's as big as you want to imagine. As long as you can imagine, the world will be alive, will be under your feet. You can become the leader, whoever you want to become, to serve more people. And the next thing, which I always see from the existing amazing CEOs, high achievers, is they always use their age to define them. Well, for the younger generations, I do understand you might think you don't have enough experience, but I can tell you there are 19 years old self-made millionaires, and there are 20 years old who have built amazing business already. And they are happy. They are building an amazing brand and people worship them. Well, we don't worship people. We should just worship God. But what I'm saying is age never should define you. And KFC, you know who this guy is, the owner. I always say his name wrong. It's son Connor Sanders, and he's 65 when he started the recipe of KFC. And he knocked doors around, nobody opened the doors. and only one said yes out of 100, whatever. But he didn't give up. And he got 1 and 2 and 3. He got more and more and more. That's when he started to succeed. And if you are now 65, if you are now 78, no matter what age you are, I have CEO that I coach at 78 age, right? It's crazy. But they're still having an amazing journey. They are still thinking the journey just began. That should be your attitude, because your brain will listen to you. If you believe you're too old to do something, it will show you that you're too old to do it. As Henry Ford once said, if you say you can or you can't, you're right. And it's the same thing. Your belief defines your result. Believe that your age never should define you. Believe in that, my friend. And in saying that, I have more to share, but I will leave it on the next video because I need to jump to a meeting, and I have shared so much so far. Well done if you have watched to the end. You are already so much better than many of people that they have succeeded, but they think it's already at the end of their journey. You have just begun. The journey is amazing ahead of you. Keep dreaming. You can do so much more, and enjoy your journey, because that is what success is about. Enjoy it. God bless you.